All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever wondered, how do you build a cybersecurity expert from the ground up? I mean, from zero. It's a huge challenge in tech, right? Well, today, we're diving into a brand new guide that says it's crack the code. Let's see what it's all about.
Yeah, that's really the big question, isn't it? How do you take someone who knows absolutely nothing and transform them into a real, capable cybersecurity pro? Well, before you can even answer that, you've got to understand the biggest hurdle everyone faces, something we can call the education gap.
So, let's talk about this gap. For ages, it's been a real struggle for everyone involved. Instructors, students, you name it. They've been trying to find a clear, step-by-step path through a field that is, let's be honest, incredibly complex. And it's changing all the time.
And this slide really nails the difference. Think about the old way. It was just chaos, right? You're trying to piece everything together from a million different articles, super dry textbooks, and half of it is probably outdated. The new way we're looking at, it's all about one single, streamlined guide. It's about shifting from just reading theory to actually doing stuff, getting your hands on the keyboard.
Which brings us to the main event. The solution we're talking about is this new textbook, Cybersecurity Fundamentals. Its whole purpose, its entire reason for being, is to bring some much-needed order to that chaos and give learners a crystal-clear path to follow. And I mean, just look at this quote. It really says it all, doesn't it? This book isn't for the pros who've been doing this for 20 years. Nope. It's for the person starting from scratch, literally square one. Making this field accessible to anyone, that is a really bold claim. So the big question is, how do they actually pull it off?
Well, let's look at the sheer scale of it. First up, you've got 13 core chapters,
Packed into over 500 pages of super detailed content.
And get this, to make sure all that complex stuff actually makes sense and sticks in your brain, it's loaded with more than 100 diagrams and visuals. It's all about making those tough ideas easy to grasp.
Okay, so it's big, but it's not just a random dump of information. Not at all. Think of it as a carefully planned journey. The whole curriculum is designed to walk you, step by step, from the absolute basics all the way up to the really advanced specialized stuff. And that journey is broken down into 3 super clear stages. First, you build your foundation. You know, the essentials like Linux and how networks work. Then you move into the core security topics, things like identity and access management, and even cryptography, the art of keeping communication secret. And finally, once you've got all that down, you dive into the advanced stuff like security operations. See, each part builds right on top of the last one. It just makes sense. But here's the thing that really stands out. This is not just a book you read and put on a shelf. No way. It's more like a complete toolkit. Every single chapter is just packed with resources that are designed to get you doing things, not just memorizing facts. So you're probably wondering, okay, a toolkit, what's actually in it? Great question. Let's peel back the cover and see what's packed into every single one of these chapters. All right, here's the good stuff. Every chapter kicks off with super clear learning goals, so you know exactly what you're trying to achieve. Then it's just loaded with hands-on activities, tons of code examples, and demos of real tools. This is the opposite of passive learning, right? It's all about active engagement. You're going to get your hands dirty, you're going to work with real scenarios, and then you can check your understanding with review questions at the end. It's a complete loop. So who is this actually for? Well, it's really built for a few different groups of people. You've got college instructors who need a solid curriculum they can just pick up and use. Then you have students and self-learners, people who want that guided path without getting lost. And finally, and this is a big one, IT pros who are already in the industry and are looking to make that jump over to cybersecurity. At the end of the day, all of this, the structure, the tools, those hands-on labs we talked about, it's all pushing toward one single crucial goal, turning what you know in your head into what you can do in the real world. And there's a term for this in education, right? They're called learning outcomes. It's a fancy way of saying it's not just about passing a test, it's about what you can actually do when you're done. These are the real, tangible skills you walk out the door with. So what kind of skills are we talking about? Well, you'll be able to actually implement security controls. You'll know how to apply risk management methods and use the common tools of the trade. You'll even get your head around compliance frameworks and learn how to manage a security project from start to finish. I mean, these are the exact skills that employers are looking for.
And that right there is the big takeaway, the most important point of all. The whole idea behind a guide like this is that just learning theory, it's not enough anymore. The real goal here is to build capable, confident professionals, people who are genuinely ready to step in and tackle real-world challenges.
You know, when you see resources like this, it's clear we're getting better and better at training the people who are going to protect our digital lives. It really just leaves you with one final thought, doesn't it? Are we ready to step up and empower this next generation of cyber defenders?